Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. Ethereum is now recovering a little bit after we had a bit of a dip yesterday. Nothing major happened, but we wanted to see that one more low here. I think it formed a marginally lower low, or at least a double bottom. I think it might have failed just about, but it formed pretty much a double bottom. These can be internal B waves, for example of this yellow wave 2 corrective rally. What I wanted to highlight is I have adjusted the microstructure earlier today. It doesn't change really any levels, and it also doesn't change really any expectations, but it just shows us a clearer pathway to the downside. So the resistance area that was on the chart already remains unchanged, but it looks now more clearly here like a fifth wave move to the downside, or not a fifth wave to the downside, like a 5-wave move in circle 5. So let me explain. In the white wave count, which is still the bullish scenario, we could be dealing with a 1-2 setup as highlighted in white. This structure looks a bit better than on the Bitcoin chart, but also has some problems, but it's okay, it's valid, okay. That would be a running flat pattern, or no, it's actually an expanded flat pattern, which could send us higher. It could be a setup for higher prices as long as we're holding the $2,200 level, which is the 78.6 retracement. The problem is that the initial rally from the 5th of August low was not really impulsive, so I can only highlight it as potential. And as long as the $2,200 level is holding, which is a support that I already communicated in one of the last videos, the price could follow through to the upside. But my view is that the microstructure includes or involves a high risk for the yellow wave count. That means if we see yellow wave 2 here of our yellow wave count, which could send us down to test the $1,800 or $1,900 region, if the market follows through with this yellow wave count, then we could get into this region. But if the wave 2 now tests this resistance area, or let's rather say if the price gets into this resistance area, this is going to be the test. Because if it's wave 2 in yellow, which would be potentially bearish, so let me see, it could even be that wave 1 was here and this is just an A, B, C, and we're now moving up in wave C of 2. But if we test this resistance area, this is where the yellow wave count, where yellow wave 2 could be stopped, where yellow wave 3 could start to the downside, which means as soon as we get into this area or get close to it, I am actually already on high alert for any 5-wave movements to the downside. Because 5-wave movements to the downside could indicate the start of yellow wave 3 to the downside. And this resistance area is defined between 2,601 and 2,726 USD. So this is an area to watch. It's an area to be aware of. It is a pivot, okay? It's not like the price has to turn around there. It doesn't mean the price has to stop there. No, but it's a pivot that the bulls need to overcome to make the bullish count more likely. And it is an area where I see a high likelihood of the price being stopped, or at least where the price could face some resistance. If the price turns around there or not, only the market will decide, right? That's all related to mass sentiment. And the levels are clear. But what I can tell you is that a break above this pivot would more clearly be bullish. It would put the bulls probably back in control, at least if we see a sustained break above 2,726, and then we can follow more closely the white wave count, which would indicate that we're in a third wave. But we can really only be really bullish once all these 5 waves are completed. Then I can add the support area for the next higher low for a corrective pullback to the chart. And this could be a setup then again for higher prices. At the moment, I'm simply tracking the potential for a third wave rally, but would require a break of resistance initially to increase the likelihood for it. For now, I'm on high alert for the yellow wave count. And on the Bitcoin chart, I slightly prefer a short-term bearish scenario. That doesn't mean bear market. It means we could see further downside. That is related to the choppy price action that developed from the 5th of August low. That is related to the 5-wave movements to the downside that we've seen end of last week, and the choppy nature of the move that we see now. So that's the update about Ethereum. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.